You
right?
too.
So we've established just kind of like a baseline situation I can create from recovering the half guard, and that I can sort of stabilize the situation, put a frame in the way, right? We've talked about this so many times in my classes, so often. Put structure between yourself and your opponent, okay? If you're relying on muscle to keep your opponent in a certain position, muscle fatigues, muscles are weak. I mean, maybe not for me because I'm so swollen strong, but most normal mortals, they get tired, their biceps get tired, you know, and I feel for them. It must be hard. But no, but like, you know what I'm saying, muscles they get tired, they get fatigued, all this, you know, if you're not that strong, if they're way bigger than you, you can't rely on muscle against these people. You must rely on structure. Structure will always be there for you, right? If you think of it this way, and you know, every single martial art you will ever learn, every single discipline has found a way to put structure as part of its fabric. If you think about Muay Thai, why do elbows work? Dude, this is like one of those powerful structural lines you could create in a body, right? An elbow is structurally sound. I mean, even a straight punch is very structurally sound. It's a straight line going all the way down, right? Even you watch guys who don't even know how to box well, and the way that they protect their face, or like say like Tito Ortiz was a good example of this, is he just puts structure in the way. He just puts structure in the way. Okay? And again, we can go over and over and over talking about structure. So what we are doing is putting structure. Here, he puts his weight down on me, my hips are turned, I walk that shoulder back, right? Now we're going to think about advancement. Now, here's what we're going to work for is the underhook. This is the standard operating procedure of bottom half guard, the most reliable sweeping system, and kind of entry level thing. I want to talk a little bit about how we're getting here because there are some ways that people work to get here that I'm not saying they don't work, but I do think that especially at the beginner level, people tend to run into problems trying to apply. I will tell you the thing that I see all the time that people show that I think is a little problematic, right? You know, not like a Dumbo way, you know, like it's not 21st century approved, you know, but problematic, like you get flattened out. Anyway, so this is what I see a lot is I'm going to get my knee shield, right? So let me loosen up a little bit. I get my knee shield, and then I kick through, and I go straight up in this line, right? This is, I'm sure almost everyone in this room has probably seen this. And I'm not saying this doesn't work. In fact, even on occasion I use this. There is sort of a fundamental problem with this underhook entry. We established at the beginning which direction, when he's on top and half guard, where's his weight going? Down. Which direction did I just go? Up. So I'm going directly into the very direction that we established in the beginning, that his pressure is coming. So tell me if this looks familiar for you, my white belt friends in this class. Is I have this knee shield, I'm like, I'm getting this underhook, and I just want you to like collapse right onto my shoulders and come up. Son of a bitch!
Yes,
Jiu-jitsu does not work.
Yes, happened to me.
Grabs my head, now I'm here. And guys,
Every time.
right, and guys, let me make a point, and I didn't want to get too deep in the weeds on this, but listen, I'm not saying your underhook, if they have your head, is useless, but it is kind of like beginner useless. It's intermediate fine, advanced fine, but beginner, if he has my head and he is smashing, and I have this underhook, like, that's not to say there aren't ways where I can start utilizing this, but it is to say that, like, it requires a little bit of extracurricular ability to make use of that if he's flattened you out and has your head. So, just because I have an underhook does not mean that I am winning this fight. If I'm flat on my back and he has my head and I have an underhook, that's great. Good job. Great job. Woo! But you're still flattened out and they still have your head. Also, protect your head, right? Like, so, I'm not a huge fan of the kick through to the underhook. What I want to work for is something that's a little more, I think, what you might call energy efficient. Because there's one other thing about this that I want to note. Quite often, when people get to this underhook, right, so let's just say you hang out here, they go for what I like to refer to as the reaching behind the television trying to unplug the HDMI cable underhook, right? So I'm coming up, and I'm like, where's that HDMI cable? If I could just, what is that thing? Whatever, right?
Yeah, it's fine.
So I want to make a note here, because even when I penetrate for this underhook, so he's going to pummel to try to recollect his underhook, right? Right. Well, let's think about what's going on here. For me to pummel, so let's just say we're here, I pummel, my underhook is reaching behind his back, right? Really, pummel, please. His underhook is pummel and then punch straight through a straight line, right? So really, go back again. So really slowly pummel and then just punch straight through the hole. Boom. Which direction does gravity go?
Back.
So which direction does weight fall? So if he has a straight line going down and I'm reaching behind him to unplug the HDMI cable, physiologically speaking, leveragistically speaking, who has the advantage? Him, right? So not to say I can't get the HDMI cable, but to say that on a fundamental principle level, he has the advantage in this fight. I don't want him to have the advantage in this fight. I want to make an unfair fight in my favor to get this underhook, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the dynamic a little bit, right? So we're here, he smashed on top of me, I've gotten on this side, so just let me fair freeze, just right here for now, okay? And let's actually rotate so our heads are facing the group. Okay, right now, in order for me to get this underhook, I have to, kind of do like this circle-y thing, right? And weave around. What I'm going to do, so go ahead and put your weight on my shoulder, please, right? Is I'm going to turn my chest towards the floor, and if I'm so bold, I'm going to kind of face palm like I'm Captain Picard, like, right? And for lack of a better term, I'm gonna squish my boobies together, okay? So I'm here, I face palm and I squish, and I turn to the floor. He puts his weight on me, my elbow goes straight back. So what I've done is instead of using a pummel to get that opening, I'm turning, so just like freeze right here for a moment, I'm just kind of turning my body as much as possible towards the ground so that my elbow can go, yes, and go through that hole. So let's rotate so they can see that side of our bodies. Right? So I'm here, go ahead and put your weight on me, I'm elongating, I turn to the ground, and my elbow goes straight back. There is no pummel fight anymore. Like, pummel into that? Right? You see what I mean? Like, you cannot really pummel. The other thing is, guys, instead of me pummeling and then having to sort of penetrate for the underhook, I have now sort of gone through that pocket. Now I'm already here. Okay? Does that make sense, guys? Mm-hmm. So again, putting that together, you smash it into me. I'm here. I can keep this frame if I'm so inclined, but I'm going to face palm. Like, oh, I can't believe I never learned this before. That's how I felt when, I think Keith Owen showed me this. He showed me this. I'm like, I can't believe no one's ever showed me this before. I'm stupid. So I'm here, face palm, turn to the ground, elbow straight back. The more weight that he's putting on me, right, the more weight will go forward when I do that. From here, let me actually get you off of this model. Does that make sense, guys? From here, we're going to use our old friend momentum. Hi, momentum. How's it go? Okay? Quite often, you will hear a phrase that is used that is called build up to base. And what it usually means is this. Please do not do this. This is not good for your shoulders. This is bad. I'm very weak from here. This is like, no. And I don't need it. I don't need this. Okay? I'm here, I'm here, I'm here. I'm going to swing my leg to generate momentum to put my weight down towards my legs. Does that make sense, guys? I'm using momentum. I'm here, and I slide my elbow straight behind myself. As I do this, and I'll demo this in a second, my arm is going to clothesline his arm. So I was here, like I was posting, right? Turn, slice, swing, kick, and come up to my post. All together. Here. Boom. Oh, myself off the center line. Good. Be heavy on me. He's heavy on me. I turn. Boom. And now the back. Now behind me. More than likely, if they're an experienced grappler, when they feel me getting out this back of that hole, he's going to rip this. So I'm here. Boom. When he feels me getting out this hole, right, he's going to follow me with this arm. And we're going to end up in another path. This will be where we're going to work from moving forward. But if I can get that back exposure right away, that's the ticket. So go ahead and be nice and heavy, righty smashing, I turn, elbow, out the back door. And I have my back exposure. Usually at this point, I'll like elbow, their tailbone. I've paralyzed about 3 people with that, so be very careful. Very devastating. Did you see that? All right, excellent. So one more time, invisible opponent. Does anybody else need to see that actually?
One more time, please.
One more time? All right. So all together, I was flat, right? Turn the hips, oh, I'm getting walk my shoulder, right? Cool, now I got him locked out of the frame. He's gonna try to smash into me, he's trying to flatten me. Turn down, elbow, hip, out the back door.
Awesome.
Does that make sense, guys?
Yep.
Running theme that we're going to think about is really the power of what I'm doing is getting him to go forward as I'm kind of slipping backward behind him. And the perpetual threat of me getting behind somebody will force them to turn in what direction? Towards me. Right. Top, everybody. Top. Yeah. He's going to turn toward me. So he will have to turn toward that underhook half. But we'll talk about all that later. Let's just get this far. Let's partner up. Thank you, Michael. 1, 2, 3.